BBN Jack Frost, the sub party people. Why? So, real quick, everybody that don't know, the only people that's gonna be able to chat is the people that's in the that are members. That's one. Two, we haven't did any of these lives on Sunday, so I don't expect anybody to really show up because y'all not prepared for this. The reason why we haven't been doing lives on the weekend as often as we've been doing previously is because I've just me time. Anyway, with all that being said, also we want to give our condolences to Bryce's family. For everybody that don't know, our friend Bryce Gang passed away. I believe it was this morning or last night. Apparently, he fell and I guess hit his head or something, and then he went to bed and he didn't go to sleep. I mean, he went to sleep and he didn't go to the hospital. And the Bryce Gang has passed away. Some of y'all know him as Dramacast Live, pardon me. He has passed away. Definitely our condolences go to him and his family, all of his loved ones. That was definitely a friend of the channel. If y'all go back into previous lives, y'all will see where me and him often disagree. So that's just proof that I don't kick people for disagreeing with me. Anyway, once again, condolences to his family, all his loved ones. It's sad because Bryce had just recently got his son back or something along those lines. So this is definitely a sad situation. Yeah, it's definitely a sad situation. What up, Young Earl? Young Earl says, Jack Frost, good morning, bro, with some coffee. And Tori Mosley says, that's terrible, R.I.P. Bryce. That's a fact. What we want to talk about today is this whole Charles Barkley situation. Before I even go all the way into it, I want to say that there's two basketball players that I just never trusted. I don't connect with these two particular individuals, and that's Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. I just don't connect with these guys. I don't like these. It's not that I don't like these guys because I actually like Chuck. I don't really care for Karl Malone at all, but I actually like Chuck. I think Chuck is funny. I like what he's doing for the most part on in the second part of his life or career, however you want to put it. I like what he's doing, but he has a tendency to, whenever there needs to be certain narratives pushed, he seems to be the NBA voice that speaks the loudest. And I just want to speak on something that he said the other day that's not accurate. He tried to say about Kobe Bryant that we know that Kobe Bryant raped that woman. We do not know that. That is not a fact. That is not something that we know. What we do know is that the woman gave an accusation of rape, right? After the woman gave an accusation of rape, Kobe Bryant was then, arrested, whatever the case is. They set up the court. He's supposed to go to court. She decided that she did not want to testify. Also, in addition to this, for everybody that thinks that Kobe Bryant paid her off, this lady did not get a cent from Kobe Bryant as far as we know, as far as the, legally. There was no settlement, is what I'm saying. We don't know what could have possibly happened behind the scenes away from court. But as far as court is concerned, there was no settlement. Kobe Bryant never gave that woman a dime. There was no civil agreement. There was no civil agreement. There was nothing like that. So let's just be clear. I want to have this conversation about Charles Barkley, the Kobe Bryant situation in particular. We're also going to obviously have to talk about Gayle King and Oprah because they're also wrapped up in this. And but before we go any further, I just want to lay a little bit of groundwork more. What up, Onyx? Onyx is now part of the BBN gang. Onyx can't comment. What do you want to say, my brother? Or a woman. I don't know what Onyx is. What are you, Onyx? A man or a woman? You know what? Onyx might be neither. Onyx might be non-binary. We don't know. We're not gonna try to put you in a box, Onyx. Okay, Onyx is a man. Shout out to Onyx. They want to put you in a box. Anyway, just so we could talk about this. So on On our IG channel, not my personal one, I am Jack Frost, but on our I am the real Jack Frost, not that IG channel, but on our other IG channel, BBN.network, I posted a wiki link or a screenshot of a wiki link that my son posted. Shout out to my son. He's doing a lot of good things out here. I don't think that brother's getting the appreciation that he might deserve. I try to post them as often as possible. I try to post Tamika Mallory as often as possible. I try to post Yandy Smith as often as possible. Is it Yandy or Yandy? It might be Yandy. It might be Yandy. Either which way, it's a dope ass name. Anyway, I try to post them. I post Tamika Mallory and my son more than Yandy, but I try to post them as much as possible. I like what they're doing out here for our people. I think that we need to get behind them more, and we need to stop doing sucker shit and acting like just because my son did a little bit of time in jail that he can't be out here trying to lead people in the right direction. Look at the people who were standing next to the man that we know as Jesus Christ. if I believe all of those guys were some kind of gangsters, right? The people that was with Jesus Christ could have been Bloods and Crips, yo. So stop judging people, and also learn a little bit more about history. So also shout out to Ruben Diaz Jr. We fuck with him. He's the Bronx Borough president. Since I'm shouting out people I fuck with Ruben Diaz Jr. Shout out to him. He the Bronx Borough president. We need to get behind him and force him to have to run for mayor. That's what we need to do. We need to get behind Ruben Diaz Jr. and we need to force him to have no other. Why am I off to the side? We need to force him to have no other choice but to run for mayor. That's what we need to do. That's a whole fact. Anyway, neither here nor there. So I want to discuss this. So I posted something on IG today, basically speaking. I'm going to tell you how they got us tricked. Don't allow for them to trick you. They are tricked. They have us, and now I'm talking specifically about black people. They have us doing things going against our best interests. Often, like all the time. We're always doing things against our best interests. Let me explain something to you. So I posted a post today clarifying that Kobe Bryant didn't give this lady any money whatsoever. What dude with the dreads? No. That's not the same dude. So let me clarify real quick. Tori Mosley says Oprah and Gayle been caping for the higher ups since they came down on Oprah for exposing meat industry. I mean, that's what could have been happening. I don't know, but at the end of hold on, let's one thing at a time. So I posted something on our BBNIG, right? So the thing I posted on our BBNIG was a screenshot of a wiki link basically explaining that Kobe Bryant never gave the woman money, and also Kobe Bryant wasn't convicted of anything. I had people come into the chat who are supposedly Kobe Bryant supporters. Not for nothing. They happen to all be females also, so I don't think they were Kobe Bryant supporters. So they came into the chat. So what they tried to say was, could we just drop it? Let's stop talking about it, this and this and that. But we got to understand something. That's part of the disguise. It's part of the trickery. What they want is the people that want to do bad to you, they want anyone to stop speaking that's going to speak up in your favor. So anybody that's going to speak up in your favor and defend you, they're going to try to shame them and make them feel bad for defending you, while they have their people that look like us attacking you. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be cognizant of this. We have to understand what kind of games that individuals are actually playing out here. And when I say this, I'm not talking about no big Illuminati type situation. I'm talking about shit that could literally just happen in your own community. You could literally just have somebody on the block walking around talking crazy about you all day, and anytime anybody defends you, that person is going to say, well, why we got to talk about that though? But while they talking the trash about you, then, you know, it's all good. So these same people that's saying that I shouldn't come to the defense of a man that passed away and can't defend himself, but at the same time, what are we supposed to do when you have individuals using their platform to bash somebody who isn't here to defend themselves? Like, what are you supposed to do? I think Charles Barkley specifically is a an individual who it seems to me might often be looking for, like, to show that he's not okay. So I knew this kid, right? So I knew this person, right? So they had a parent, right? And the way that their parent was is their parent will always, whenever other kids are around, their parent will always give them equal money. But when you go around the other kids' parents, the other kids is just giving their kid money. The other parents, they're not giving the whole block money. They're not giving the whole block equal money. They kid come up to them and ask them for something. Everybody else's parent is just giving their kid money and, go out, get out of here, go outside and play. But this particular parent trying to act like, or trying to pretend to be something that they weren't, wasn't giving the proper attention to the individuals that they should have been giving the attention to. I get it. We want to be fair, but your son and your daughter is your son and your daughter. You should do more for your son and your daughter than you do for other people's kids. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody shame you for that. Don't let nobody tell you that there's something wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with there being a crap load of kids right here, and I give my kid $20 while I only give the other kids maybe $5. There's nothing wrong with that. That's totally acceptable. So I believe what Charles Barkley does is Charles Barkley believes himself to be the voice whenever there's an issue that goes on with black people. Charles Barkley, if you notice it or not, he always takes the position that black people are wrong, or the black person is wrong, or the black person did something wrong, or even if the other person did something wrong, the black person did something wrong also, so the other person ain't wrong for what they did. He's always trying to explain away racism, you understand what I'm saying? And abuse of power and authority. So I personally don't jack Charles Barkley at all. Not at all. I think he's funny. I think when he's doing his job, talking sports, I think he's great at it. I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to say, oh, he needs to just talk about sports because he's an athlete. No, he should talk about politics also. But let's understand where he's coming from with it so we could be able to digest it appropriately. Because often when we don't understand where the information is coming from, or we don't understand the motivations of the source of the information, we sometimes misinterpret the information even though we see it as what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So let's not do that. Let's not act like Charles Barkley is not out here trying to be the only black guy left in America. Charles Barkley want all other black people out of America. Let's not act like he's not that way. You understand what I'm saying? Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend like Charles Barkley ain't out here. You want to be the only black man in America. Let's not pretend like he don't carry himself like that. I'm using my coffee to hold my phone up because I forgot my stuff at home. So that's definitely so back to this whole entire live is because, well, I was going to do a live anyway, but the reason why this is the conversation is because of the people that came into the comment section trying to attack me for defending Kobe Bryant. That's crazy. That's crazy. If we can't come to the defense of a man that was passed away while he's getting dragged in the media, then what the hell were we for? What's your purpose in life? You letting people out here talk crazy about people who passed away, and as far as we know, lived an exemplary life. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is Charles Barkley doing? Now, I'm going to tell you the funny thing. A while back, Charles Barkley got into some kind of weird argument with some white lady, I think on Fox News or some shit like that. He apologized to her. Anybody that could chat, remember that? Charles Barkley got into some kind of weird, beef, I think, with somebody from, Fox News or something. I can't all the way remember. I think it was him. And then he ended up going and apologizing. Have you ever seen Charles Barkley apologize to any of these black people that he literally called a man who passed away just a couple of weeks ago a rapist, even though the person who accused him of rape is a known schizophrenic. For everybody that don't know, schizophrenia is one of the worst mental health conditions you can have. I'm going to repeat this again. Schizophrenia is one of the worst mental health issues, one of the worst mental health conditions you can have. Like, if AIDS was a mental health condition, it'll be schizophrenia. Do you understand this? So, this person is a known schizophrenic. This person is a known individual who has who has issues, who's schizophrenic. This person has been known to be a liar, right? Right? This person also decided that they did not want to get on the stand after they accused him of rape, right? This person also had 3 different types of DNA in their underwear when they went and did the rape kit, right? What is you doing, Charles? Like, do you hate us that much? Like, do Charles Barkley really hate black people that much? Like, seriously. Like, seriously. Now, let's look at all of the things about Kobe Bryant. The only thing negative we could even think about Kobe Bryant is the rape allegations. And he's a public figure. He's literally, do you understand what I mean by he's a public figure? He's a public figure, so we know stuff. Oh, it was Jason Whitlock. Thank you. Jason Whitlock's black. That's the dude he had to apologize to? So, wait, hold on. Like I said before, James S. I think Charles does a great at his job. I think Charles is really a funny individual. He seems like he's a cool guy. Don't get me confused. But please explain to me why every single time there's a situation in the black community that Charles Barkley speaks out on, why does he always speak out against black people? If your argument is when he's for black people, he just keeps his mouth shut, that's even worse. So that means that when you're in our favor and you believe I'm right, when you believe, like let's say it's me, when you believe I'm right, you don't say nothing, you just be quiet. But when you think I'm wrong, then you're gonna yell it from the tops of the mountains. That's worse. Oh, no, Jason Whitlock does that to black people all the time. That's why I was surprised when you put his name up. I don't even want to mention Jason Whitlock. Charles Barkley should keep his job, period. There's no reason why Charles Barkley shouldn't have his job, even after those statements and a myriad of other things that he said that was just absolutely, what are you doing, Charles? Jason Whitlock should not have a job in sports media. Jason Whitlock, they need to regulate Jason Whitlock to writing articles in newspapers. They need to get Jason Whitlock off of TV. They're not going to do that because, Jason Whitlock is always ready to, hey, you want me to talk bad about black people? What you got? That's Jason Whitlock. I don't fuck with him at all. I don't even want to never meet that guy. I want to meet Charles. I want to shake Charles' hand, meet Charles, say, yo, Charles, why you his people with us? Jason Whitlock, I don't want nothing to do with that dude. He's a straight clown. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody tell you different. Yo, this dude just pulled up. This dude just pulled up in the Starbucks, sat next to me. This nigga got food that he just heated up in the microwave at home. He still got the fucking pot holder. He brought the shit all the way to shout out the homie. I don't know his condition, his situation. Let me be quiet. With that being said, I don't know his situation. Let me be quiet. I don't know his situation. Also, with that be, I just really like hair like this. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I see shorties with hair like this, it just makes everything stop for me. Like, I love that hair right there, like that. I just love that shit. Yeah, so back to what I'm talking about. So you have a situation with a Kobe Bryant. We don't know nothing. What do we know about Kobe Bryant? Like, other than the rape allegations that can't be serious. Other than the rape allegations, what negative do we have to say about Kobe Bryant? At this point, he just dragging chairs. Shannon Sharp and Jalen Rose, the only one speaking out for black people. Now, there's other people doing it. And at the same time, I'm okay with you not speaking. I'm okay. Let's say you got an individual, they black, they're a public figure, They have never spoken out in favor of black people ever in the history of them, whatever. But as long as you also aren't dragging us down, as long as you also aren't attacking us, as long as you also aren't trying to destroy people's legacies, I'm okay with that. There is no obligation to help, but there is an obligation to not hurt. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm 100 okay. Like, you can't come to me and be like, yo, well, this person's a black person and they don't talk about, uplifting our community. And I'm like, well, yeah, but they don't talk negatively about our community either. They just, for whatever the reason is, maybe they have a business reason, maybe it's personal, whatever the reason is, they just don't weigh in on these things, and that's fine. That's okay. My issue is when we have these individuals that always weigh in against. Please, somebody tell me one Puerto Rican or one Dominican that when something happens to Puerto Ricans or Dominicans, they're always the first one out of the gate talking bad about their own people. Give me one person. Give me any race of people other than black people that when somebody says something about their culture or their race or whatever, that they racing out the gate. Give me one. Please give me one. Because I can't think of one. I'm just keeping it a whole stack. I think I remember why I stopped coming out here. Because I was like, there's too many weirdos. I remember the last time we were there. That's actually why I stopped coming to this place. I got to find a new place. All right, so that's my problem with Charles. My problem isn't that he has a position. Like, okay, so there was something that happened. I forgot what it was, but there's been numerous things that we've spoken about on this channel where I've went and I've said I think the black person is wrong. But there's also numerous things that's happened when I come on this channel. I say, well, I think that the individual is right because I'm coming from an honest place. I'm not trying to look for how you're wrong. I'm not trying to look for how you messed up. I'm not trying to look for how you could improve. I'm just looking at the situation and weighing the situation as what it is, period. And that's basically how I try to operate. Just like generally, just with everything. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at the situation as what it is, and then we're gonna move from there. We was covering the Tekashi case. I didn't start covering the Tekashi case in order to find him doing something wrong or right. Main reason why I started going hard covering the Tekashi case because it seemed like all the other people covering it was biased, to be honest with you. Onyx says, love this show. Hate me for telling the truth instead of loving me for lying. I'm confused with that comment, Onyx. But yeah, I get a lot of hate for telling the truth. So I think that's where you're going with it. What up, G's up? Let's have a real quick something I want to say to y'all. So somebody that's been beefing with me like crazy on the internet, I recently just had somebody come up to me and want to tell me all their business and put all their business on the internet, which is worse than the lies they've been telling on me. But I don't know. I just doesn't fit with my character, so I don't know if that's something I'm gonna do. Honesty is always the best policy. Don't let nobody tell you different. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody tell you different. That's a whole fact. Anything else y'all want to talk about, or any position anybody has on this that y'all haven't actually voiced to me yet? Because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to sit next to homeboy right here. This nigga straight tripping. So if y'all got something y'all ask me, y'all better ask me now. Oh, I forgot to put last week's Conspiracy Morning Show back up. Yes, we will. Nobody sent me anything y'all want to talk about for Wednesday conspiracies yet. Y'all got to send me something. I don't have nothing for Wednesday's conspiracy yet. Send it to the DM, not email. Send it to the DM, DM it to me, or DM it to me. Let's get something going for, because I have to research the thing and I need to make up a thing. Like I want to prepare the show, so I need to know what I'm gonna do before the day. Anyway, with that being said, I'm trying to move over to the other side of the store. We gotta have to wait a minute. We gotta wait a minute for somebody to move. We gotta move to the other side of the store. This shit is retarded. Now y'all see why I don't come out no more every time. Every time. I might as well just stay home and I don't know. Maybe we start doing lives from the crib. I think I'm gonna stop coming outside and doing lives. I think people just be waiting to find me around so they could come around and just do weirdo shit next to me. Wait, Bloomberg, if Bloomberg is trying to pick up Hillary Clinton as a running mate, that's one, because he knows he can't win. Two, they don't like each other. What are you talking about? Who told you that? Bloomberg and Hillary Clinton are not friends. But Hillary Clinton hates Bernie Sanders and Bloomberg don't like Bernie Sanders neither. Well, Bernie Sanders winning the presidency might cause Bloomberg a lot of issues because all of the 1% will probably be pretty pissed off if he does even half of the things he's talking about. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm pissed. Because I can't come outside without people trying to purposely annoy me. The shit's crazy, yo. And then when I fight somebody or when I put hands on somebody, then people are gonna act like I'm doing something wrong. So yeah, I'm really upset all the time when I come outside. You have no idea. I get no peace. This shit is crazy. I much rather prefer the people that come up to me and say what's up than the people that just want to stand around me and be annoying. That shit. Told you he gonna keep making noise with the chair every 2 seconds. This shit is retarded. Like, if you say something to me, I'm gonna lay this nigga out too. I ain't playing. This is not a game. As soon as he say that first word to me, I'm gonna put something on his chin. Somebody just donated, but it won't let me see. Shout out to James S. James S donated for the for the tie next to me. Shout out to that. Hillary Mosley said Hillary will be running mate, impeached, or killed immediately if she is VP to become president. Tory Mosley said Hillary will get her running mate, impeached or killed immediately. I don't trust Hillary Clinton. I don't. Okay, so this is the problem, right? I don't trust people who want something just so they can have it. You feel me? Like if you like, yo, I want to become president just because I want to become president. I don't trust that. If somebody's like, yo, I don't know, I want to go to a movie just because I want to go to a movie. I can't trust whether you even know what's in the movie. You understand what I'm saying? You just heard the name, be like, I'm gonna go there. That's how I feel about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton just want to be president so she could be the first woman president. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think she necessarily, like, what's her agenda? Could anybody tell me what agenda Hillary Clinton ran under when she ran last time? The only thing I remember her about is trying to make bathrooms so men and women could go in the same bathroom, which is crazy for a public. If you're talking about in an office building, that's reasonable. It's an office building. People don't want to get fired. When you're talking about in the public, I used to drive trucks for a living. There's places when you go at the truck stop where there's dudes that's just in the bathroom butt naked washing up in the sink. I got a daughter. I don't want my daughter to go to the bathroom and some dude is butt naked in the bathroom, like, I don't know, jerking off in the corner. some weirdo stuff. So other than that, I don't know what Hillary Clinton's agenda was, so somebody would have to tell me. That's all I know, is that she was trying to say women's rights, LGBTQ community, and black women's rights. She wasn't talking about black men's rights. I know that for a fact. But she was trying to pick up our black women and talking about black women rights. So, however you feel about that. Let me see these comments. That's not gonna work. Okay, so Shorty just walked past the window, right? So she got like a fatty, right? So she got on skin tight, the what you call that? The skin tight pants or whatever, right? But a jacket is skin tight also. So she pulled the jacket down like that doesn't do anything. It's still something. What are you doing? But I mean, whatever. Hillary, what he says, she's friends with the Rothschild family. That's all we need to know. That is literally all we need to know. That's a whole fact. We're not going to discuss that family on this channel. Shout out to you, though, Tori Mosley. If you know, you know. So yeah, if somebody could just tell me can anybody tell me what Hillary Clinton's agenda was? Could anybody tell me what her campaign was? Could anybody tell me what Hillary Clinton, when she was running for president and she lost to Trump, what her campaign, what was she campaigning? Like, what was it? Like, I don't know what it was other than other than pandering, other than her pandering to different demographics. I have no idea what she's running for. That's a fact. I'm not even trying to disrespect her. I'm just saying, like, other than her pandering to the gay community, the LGBTQ community, not gay community, my apologies. Other than her pandering to the LGBTQ community, other than her pandering to black women, other than her pandering to what else was she pandering to? Women just in general. Other than her doing that, I don't know what she was running under. I wouldn't, even if, okay, so let's say I was open to voting for Hillary, which I'm not. I wouldn't even know what I was voting for if I voted for her, if that makes any sense. You can't hide that. Like, what was you thinking you was doing over there? She thought she was hiding that. Anyway, so I don't know. She doesn't walk back out, but this time I guess she realized pulling her jacket down was a waste of time. Shout out to that. So so I don't know. Look, I've been asking for the last 5 minutes. Could somebody please tell me what Hillary Clinton, what her campaign was? Nobody could think about what Hillary Clinton's campaign was. We know what Bernie Sanders' campaign was. We know what Donald Trump's campaign was. Why don't we know what Hillary Clinton's campaign was? I mean, this is a fair question. This is not me trying to bash her or talk disrespectfully. This is a fair question. I'm not asking this. This is not a rhetorical question. I really want to know what her campaign was. This is not a rhetorical question. I really want to know what her campaign was. As far as I know, only thing she was campaigning for was civil rights, for equal rights for the LGBTQ community, black women, and women. That's it. I don't know nothing else she was talking about. All right, later, James S. I thought you wrote Breakfast Club. I was like, you gonna go watch the Hillary Clinton Breakfast Club interview? So yeah, so I don't have any slightest idea about any of this. That's just my opinion. So I don't think only reason why I could see why he would want to have Hillary Clinton as his vice president is because he can't beat Bernie Sanders. He can't beat Bernie Sanders because he has too much. See, in reality, Hillary Clinton has the same problem that he has, but they don't know what to do. I'm telling you, they don't know what to do. Hillary Clinton has the same problem that Bloomberg has. What's Bloomberg's problem? Bloomberg was pushing that stop and frisk shit. So Bloomberg has a problem with the black community. Yeah, a lot of people actually, there was a couple of countries that came out publicly and said that if Hillary Clinton was to win the election, that they would declare war against America. Like, once Hillary Clinton won, that they were going to declare war. Good. That once Hillary Clinton won, that they were going to declare war against America. There is countries that was, at least that's what was the talk. You understand what I'm saying? I think Iran was one of those countries. And then, just so we could be clear, you want to know what Hillary Clinton is really pissed off about, and you want to know what the Democrats are really pissed off about, the Democrats that are pissed off that Trump won? They pissed off that they tried to cheat, but Trump cheated better. I don't even like Trump. I don't want Trump to win. But the thing that they're really pissed off about is that they cheated and Trump cheated better. So when Trump is talking about all his shit, Trump is really right about some of the things that he's saying. They just mad because they cheated. Trump cheated better. I don't even want Trump to be a damn president in the first place. But, it is what it is at this point. So that's what the real, that's what they really pissed off about. That's what they're really pissed off about. But the point I was trying to make is, if you have other countries, there was at least 2 or 3 other countries that said that if Hillary Clinton won, they were going to declare war on America. I can't remember if Iran and Korea and North Korea was one of them, but I believe Iran and North Korea both said these things. Somebody just hit me up to tell me what Hillary Clinton was campaigning for. Hold on. Ah, man, I can't read it right now. You gotta write like one sentence, yo. You gotta write like one sentence, because then I have to close the chat in order to see it. And Troy Ave has a new start date for his trial. For everybody that's been asking me about the Troy Ave situation, is a new start date. Yo, I appreciate you, Justice, but I can't scroll down to see exactly what all of the text is. I only can see the first 2 lines. Yeah, so my point being is, if you have other countries saying that if she won, they was going to declare a world war. It was basically going to be a world war if Hillary Clinton won. Right? Just so we can be clear. So how wrong is Russia if Russia really did help Trump win? Like, are we still really mad at Russia? Like, if these countries, because we don't know how dead ass these countries were or weren't, but if these countries was really dead ass and Hillary Clinton won and they was gonna be like, fuck it all, button, if they was really gonna do that, should we really be upset at Russia for helping Trump rig the election and stop a world war? Like, see, so these are the things that we got to think about. We got to stop thinking, like what I was just trying to explain before. Hillary Clinton wanted to be president because she just wanted to be president. You understand what I'm saying? So you got people that want Hillary Clinton to be president, and they don't care if you tell them, yo, if you vote for Hillary Clinton, that there's going to be a definite world war. There's still going to be people that say, I don't care if the whole world get destroyed. I'm still going to vote for Hillary Clinton because you can't tell me what to do. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand, people think like this. Well, his case hasn't started yet either. If we're talking about 6ix9ine in the uproar on Troy Ave, Troy Ave did 2 things that 6ix9ine didn't do. One, but a reason why there is no uproar is because the trial hasn't started. You see, Snoop and them didn't go crazy on Tekashi until after we had proof that he got on the stand and start talking. You understand what I'm saying? So Troy Ave hasn't done that yet. So don't say they got to keep that same energy. When I get really mad, I start smiling. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like when I get really mad, when it's just like, yo, you know what? You just gotta just slap the shit out of a nigga. That's when I start like, I be ready to go. And then people, like, after you slap the shit out of a nigga, then they gonna be like, well, why you slap me? I was just doing annoying shit trying to fuck your day up. Why did you put hands on me? That's how they gonna always respond. God damn it. That's how they gonna always respond. I was just being annoying, trying to ruin your day because my life ain't shit. Why you mad at me? That's how they gonna always respond, I'm telling you. Always. They're gonna always respond like that. They're not gonna have the slightest idea why you mad. When you stomping and curb stomping their ass and they in the fucking traction, then they gonna be like, then the doctor should ask them, was it worth it? You could have been, living your life, your best life. You could have been with Little Duval somewhere. I think the dude just gay. He trying to get my attention. Be honest with you. But I'm straight. So nigga, somewhere else. Pardon the N-word. I think he just gay and he trying to get my attention. That's all. Look. Look at him. I think he just gay and he trying to get my attention. But I'm straight. So you barking up the wrong tree, homeboy. But you know what? I got these. I think I drank too much of the coffee, so I might need to get a refill real quick. Yo, why every time I go live in public, do somebody come by me and just be doing the most annoying shit? Y'all never noticed that? 100% of the time, whenever I go live in public, I'm somewhere minding my business, there's always some douchebag that pull up and what, hey, how you doing? There's this thing, right? Refill. It's a coffee. But hold on, I switch it over to tea?
No, because I have to put it in as a tea, a hot coffee or a tea.
No, I take another coffee. How much is it? Excellent. You the best, by the way. Appreciate you. You should get a booth, right? You ever seen Peanuts? You seen when Lucy be like, she's hey, you really gonna give this to me? You ever seen when Lucy be like, she's there you go, make your order, my brother. What Lucy be like, what do you call that?
6 pumps of white mocha.
She's the psychiatrist, and they be like, 5 cents. You need a booth like that, but you just gonna be sitting there regular, and people just gonna come pay you to smile. You be like, hey, here you go, $5, just throw up a smile. I'm trying to tell you that should have worked. I've seen people pay for less. I'm trying to throw that happen every time though. Every time we go live somewhere, there's always some douchebag that comes through. Hold on, I gotta actually make the coffee. I gotta put this shit in. There's always some douchebag that comes over and doing weirdo shit. This shit is retarded, yo. Remember the other dude I was about to beat up in here? That's why I stopped coming here, because I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have to put hands on somebody, and I'm a non-violent guy. But the more non-violent you are, the more people gonna try you. The more people are gonna try to like push, make you react. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a level of non-violence, but when you get violent, you gotta go overboard. So you non-violent, but then when you get violent, you gotta take it to that next level. You gotta push it up like far, and hope that the word get around and you don't have to put hands on nobody no more. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story real quick while I'm putting this in my coffee so you can get an understanding about how I feel about it. I used to play basketball at this park in Rosedale, right? So I used to go play there all the time. So there was this one dude that used to be there that used to always act like he was a tough guy. So he used to always talk mad shit to everybody, him and his brother, always act like they tough guys and this and this and that. Anyway, one day me and him get into a fight. Dude threw about 30 punches, ain't hit me once. And I was just out there just schooling him. But I wasn't schooling. How you doing today?
Okay, how are you?
I haven't been here in a while. I missed you. And I got no hug. I feel so neglected. Okay. You know that was a joke, right? Okay. She's a cutie though. So I got into the scrap with dude, but I wasn't fighting him. You understand what I'm saying? I was fighting everybody out there. I had to let everybody out there know right off the rip that because everybody know I'm non-violent. So I had to let everybody out there know right off the rip that this is not the smoke you want. So I just did them dirty in the middle of the street in front of about 80 people, 80, 90 people, could have been 100 people out there. Just did him dirty. And he was like 6'2". He outweighed me by about 40 pounds. Just did him dirty. And never had to fight over there again. Never again. Not one time has anybody over there ever tried me again. That's how you gotta give it up. People are weirdos. People will walk around and look for people who are annoying. And that's why sometimes you just gotta put hands on a mofo. That's a whole fact. Anyway, let's get back to my apologies, my brother. I saw you trying to order. I
Enjoy
would.
your life, bro.
You also, my brother. Yo, I like the suit, man. I really don't. I'm just saying that shit. Nah, I like it though. I fuck with you. Y'all just be fucking with people. The shit is dope though. He got the like this USA shit on with the. Hold on, can I show my community?
The 2018 Polo Olympics.
Yeah, he killing it right now. Hold on. He killing it right now.
But shit sold down in like 2 seconds.
Yo, he killing it right now. Hold on, let me wipe the screen. He killing it right now. Shout out to the. Yo, give me that.
Peace, God.
What's your IG?
My IG, oh,
You don't know your own IG?
the Federelli's on my shit test, so I got low. I'm gonna show you my shit.
I'm gonna be over here, man. Do what you do. He finally found his phone. What the hell? What happened to your phone? You're feeding it to animals? Yo, look at this guy's phone, yo. Hold on.
It's been a wild weekend, man.
Is that all that happened this weekend?
That's week. That's
Oh,
week
man, this is-
Jay-Z NRP, and I'll be farming out here in the Bronx. But somebody tried to. I have lemon trees and I have a variegated basil line I'm working on, and I'll be doing the tomatoes and shit. Like,
Yo, give me a jump off. I'm BBNNETWORK. Give me a jump off, man. See, this is why it's good to not be a douchebag to people. You feel me? You don't never know who you're gonna run into. That's a whole fact.
I'm cooking too, Mo. If you want, you can pull up during the summertime. We do some farm to table shit. I'll show you how I get down in the kitchen.
That's me.
Bro. BBNNETWORK. All right, Brody. I'm gonna be in touch with you. What's your name?
I'm Jack Frost, BBNNETWORK.
Jack
We on
Frost,
YouTube
Peter
too.
James III.
We on YouTube right now, man.
That's what's up, man. Yo, I love your vibes, man. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, man.
Yo, first of all, we always supposed to be trying to help one another. Don't let nobody tell you different.
Thanks, bro.
Enjoy your day. I gotta put a little bit of this coffee in the other one so the damn cup won't fall over. Positive vibes, man. I'm always trying to look for people to like dudes he a cook or something like that. Yo, I know models, I know people that be doing that pop-up shop shit. That's dope, by the way. I think the whole pop-up shop thing is off the chain dope. I'm actually speaking with somebody and we might be helping to promote a pop-up shop that's gonna be coming up in May. I might help them promote a pop-up shop because like at the end of the day, like let's change the conversation around for a minute. At the end of the day, we are supposed to be trying to look out and help each other. I'm gonna tell you some shit that I did, right? So there was some people I was thinking about going into business with. So you know what I did? I gave them the opportunity so I could see how honest they were. And now that I see that they don't have honesty in them, I can't really do business with them. So to them, they got over, oh man, we got $25 out of that guy. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, I literally, like, $25? Like, I don't understand this. Like, I'm a grown man. $25 to me is still change. No disrespect, but $25 to me is still change. Like, if somebody asks me, do I got change? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't understand that concept. All I could guess is that, you know, some people's aspirations are probably just not as high as mine. So therefore, $25 to them is a big deal. I don't know. Anyway, also, we should try to make sure that the people that we're going in business with, we can trust them. So we should be doing that. Stop going into business with people you don't know if you can trust them or not. It's not a good look. Look at Shorty coming across the street. I was about to drink out of the wrong jumper. I was about to spill coffee all over myself. Shout out to that. All right, let's get back on topic. The Kobe thing. I think that we have to. If I pass away, right, and you got people talking shit about me, please come to my defense. I don't care what. If a mofo say his family is grieving, stop bringing it up. Tell them to either defend me. Forget them. And anybody that's saying let it die, but they're not telling the people that's talking trash about me to let it die. You get it? Because these same people that's saying that we shouldn't defend Kobe Bryant is this. So we're supposed to allow the lie to live? Do you understand that? Do you understand that concept? I don't have to be telling the truth about you if nobody is going to come to your defense to prove my allegations incorrect. If nobody is going to do or say anything to show that I'm wrong, if I'm saying something about you that's incorrect, then that means that the lie is going to live unless I myself correct it. You understand what I'm saying? So when I hear people saying, yo, stop bringing up the Kobe Bryant thing when all we're trying to do is show the light, Kobe Bryant never got convicted of anything. Kobe Bryant didn't pay that woman any money. That's all we're saying. Oh, homeboy's phone, it was done. Yeah, I be ready to fight for real. Y'all better stop listening to these dudes that act like I'm ready to fight for real. What the hell are you talking about? That's not the first time y'all heard me call people out to their face. What are you talking about? Track Frost, yo. What are you talking about? Shit, I was calling people out to their face all summer. Because every time we go live somewhere, somebody doing some effery. I was calling people out all summer. What are you talking about? What is he gonna do? I mean, if he wanted to fight, we could step outside. I'm cool. Stop believing because there's some weirdo got online and said that I was pussy or some shit like that. But this is the same guy that did not want to fight me. This is the same guy that about 6 or 7 people called out for a fair one, and he don't want to pull up. So please stop paying this guy any attention. I literally had somebody that knows him, that actually knows him, because I don't know him that well. Y'all keep acting like I know him like that. I don't know the individual that well. Literally have a person that used to live with the dude that wants to just absolutely destroy him on the internet. And I just didn't call the guy up to my program because I don't even know if I want to get into that type of action at the end of the day. I'm not about trying to destroy nobody. I'm not about trying to badmouth people. I'm not about trying to talk negatively about people. We are supposed to try to bring all of our energy together to help uplift each other, not try to destroy each other or push each other down. We're supposed to be picking each other up. People is widows out here. Like when I went to that, like when I tried to give, just to show you how much people are weirdos, like when I went to try to give a little bit of shine to that pop-up shop, I was gonna, okay, so this is pop-up shop. It's not a pop-up shop. It's this thing that happens every single Wednesday at this specific thing. I was gonna make that a Wednesday thing for us, right? That's what I was gonna do. But I go there, and what do? They put on music saying the N-word on purpose to make it so that my video gets demonetized. So now I can't never go there because I can't work there. I can't go somewhere if I can't do my job. Why am I there? So I can't go there because I can't put the N-word up on my channel. I'm not trying to lose my channel, 1, and 2, I'm trying to cater to a specific audience. I'm not trying to. Yes, we got a lot of gang shit that go on in this channel. That's a whole fact. But at the same time, I'm trying to allow for people that don't understand a certain culture to be able to get a better, to see a better representation of it. That's the best way I could put it. So they did that. I was like, really? Shout out to y'all though. I mean, it is what it is. Y'all don't need me. Y'all doing fine without me, so you know I'm not like, oh, they're gonna be the end. No, they're gonna be just fine. So we can be clear. They're gonna be just fine. They're gonna do well for each other, for themselves. They're gonna make it to wherever they're supposed to be going. What up, William? What up, Vix? Vix pulled up today. What up, Vix? We love Vix. She tried. tried. That's all you could ever ask. All right, what we talking about? Oh man, what's my battery on? Expanding. Okay, so this is what Hillary Clinton was run under. Appreciate you, Justice. Expanding racial, I guess, I don't know, LGBTQ and women's rights, expanding racial, LGBTQ and women's rights, raising wages, ensuring equal pay for women, and improving healthcare. That's basically what I said. She was just doing things that was going to help women in the LGBTQ community. That's what I said. But she also wants to improve healthcare. But that's always the BS. Because the Democrats are always going to say that they want to improve healthcare, and the Democrats are always going to say that they want to improve healthcare. The Republicans are always going to say that they want to improve defense of our country, and both of them are always going to say that they want to improve schools. Every election, every candidate, every election, and every candidate, every Republican is going to be wanting to improve defense, national defense, and crime or whatever. Every Democrat is gonna wanna do something involving healthcare, and both of them are always gonna talk about schools in one way or another. That's a fact. So that's exactly what I'm saying. What she was pushing wasn't gonna help me at all. Why would I even have voted for her, even if it was an option? She is not an option in my mind. I decided I wasn't gonna vote for Hillary Clinton back in the 90s. Real quick, so you can know a little bit about me and my family. I grew up in a household where we bought 2 newspapers, at least a minimum of 2 newspapers every day. Most of the time we bought about 4 or 5 newspapers because we always had the Post in the house. Every day we had the Post, every day we had the Daily News, and it just made the rounds. That's just what it is. Like in my household, you read the newspaper. In my household, you grew up in my household, you read the newspaper. This is a whole fact. I was buying newspapers when I was 15 years old to read them. Imagine a 15-year-old buying a newspaper to read a damn newspaper. So I wasn't buying a newspaper like, oh, we got to bring. I was literally buying a newspaper wherever I was at, reading it wherever I was at, and then throwing it away. Or bringing it back home so my family could read the newspaper when I was 15. We just bought the newspaper. Shout out to my pops. That's a whole fact. Shout out to my pops. Hey. A lot of the shit that I know is because I grew up reading the newspaper. That's a whole fact. Shout out to my pops. Salute to my pops. That's a whole fact. Yes, we definitely, Big Star says, have a beautiful Sunday, everyone. Love and prayers for Bryce's son, his family, and his friends. Yeah, we spoke about passing of Bryce. It's definitely a solemn day for a lot of us. Bryce was definitely a friend of the channel. We loved Bryce, okay? Definitely a friend of the channel. Hopefully I could get some of the people that know him personally, like I know him personally, but like that know him, to probably call in. Maybe we could get like a little, get something going. Just, I don't like when we just die and people forget we was alive. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like when something happened and we pass away and people just forget that we was here. Let's not forget our friends. Yeah, my fault, y'all. I don't know why the stream got interrupted. I'm happy some of y'all stayed until I fixed it. I don't know what happened. I forgot to get on the Wi-Fi. That might be the issue. I don't know what it is. I don't like getting on random Wi-Fis either, so it is what it is. Even though this is not a random Wi-Fi, obviously, but it is a public one. Yeah, we back. Everybody left. I guess they got kicked or something. I don't know. Maybe somebody was attacking the channel. I don't know. I don't know what happened, to be honest with you. What was we talking about? I'm like 2 cups of coffee and I ain't used the bathroom yet. So shout out to whatever the hell they got going on with these not attacking the Oh yeah, definitely. That's another reason why it's so upsetting what Charles Barkley and a couple of the other individuals, including Gayle King, did. Gayle King started all of this. There's a good chance. I forgot. Yo, check this out. I forgot about the whole rape thing until Gayle King brought it back up. I forgot about it. I forgot about it. And then when I started remembering it, I realized that I remembered it a lot different. I remember when the accusations was made. I remember when Kobe didn't miss a game. Kobe didn't miss a game. I remember that. I remember when Kobe was sitting in that press conference. I remember that. I don't think that, I definitely don't think that people should give Gayle King a pass. I don't think nobody should be trying to talk about hurting them. And please, let's stop calling her names. But as long, if she continues to speak about it, then absolutely we should continue to put pressure on her. But no, nobody shouldn't be talking about doing nothing to her or anything. You seen what happened? You seen what they did to Snoop? Now all of a sudden a photo comes out with Snoop's son. I guess they trying to say he's gay. I guess that's what they're trying to say. But y'all know how I feel about that. Do y'all remember when my daughter called into the show? It was at night. She called into one of the Tonight shows. And y'all don't understand, like, me and my daughter, like, we just have, like, a certain particular type of relationship. So what she decided to do was she decided to troll me. And she decided to tell me that she was pansexual. She is not pansexual. But she wanted to troll me on live air to see my honest response. And my honest response is that I love my daughter. And even if she is doing something that I don't necessarily understand, that doesn't mean that I'm going to love her any less. Period. So I don't know what they was trying to do when she's not pansexual. She was just trolling me. Like, you don't understand? Like, what the hell? I'm going to ask her why she did that one day. I was literally just in a conversation with her the other day. And you want to know how I found out she was trolling me? Because she was talking to me about something. And I said, but don't you like girls? And she was like, no, I don't like girls. I said, but you told me. I have no idea why she did that to me. She was just trolling me. God dang it. I ain't gonna lie. Them IG models look good, but a woman looks really good when she a little bit overweight. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not overweight, but you got a little bit of junk on her. When you can get a little bit of hold of a little bit of that fat, it looks kind of good. Pansexual is like when you're up for anything. That's what I'm trying to tell you. She was just trolling me. Pansexual is when you open for anything. Like you don't care, man, women, you non-binary or something. I don't know. But yeah, she was just trolling me. You understand what I'm saying? We was in another conversation. Like, why would you do that? Yes, love handles is dope as shit. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody tell you you're different, man. I mean, obviously we like women that are svelte also, but I like them chunky. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. I like them chunky. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, it feels dope when you put your arms around a woman and you just all the way around her, but it also feels dope when you're laying in bed and you could just like lay on her and it's just her and she just kind of like, and it's like she engulfs you. That's kind of dope too, but not too much. You know, we ain't trying to suffocate. Anyway, Yeah, and they lied about the Kobe Bryant situation because there was a story out that Kobe Bryant actually paid her off. So if Kobe Bryant didn't pay her off, you know, they trying to make him look guilty. You understand what I'm saying? So you understand what I'm saying? So we gotta protect our why. Okay, so for everybody that don't know, Harvey Weinstein is currently going to court. Why is Gayle King not talking about him? I'm gonna say that again. Harvey Weinstein is currently going to court. Why is Gayle King not talking about him? I'm gonna say that one more time. Usually I say shit twice. I'm gonna say it 3 times. Harvey Weinstein is currently going to court. Why is Gayle King not talking about him? I did that on purpose, the whole look away and then get a drink. Hold on. Please, somebody explain to me why Gayle King isn't talking about Harvey Weinstein, who is in court on multiple charges, but she wants to talk about Kobe Bryant, who had one allegation against him, and the person who gave the allegation was was somebody who was diagnosed with having schizophrenia. I'm gonna explain something to y'all. Y'all know a lot of times y'all be like, yo, that person's bipolar. The person ain't bipolar. The person's schizophrenic. Schizophrenia is like the AIDS of mental health of mental health disorders. I don't know no other way to explain it. Schizophrenia is one of the worst conditions that you could have as far as mental health issues. If somebody is schizophrenic, you cannot believe them. If somebody is schizophrenic, 9 times out of 10, they are they are a liar. They're not even lying because they lying when they schizophrenic. They're lying because they can't even understand reality. When you have schizophrenia, you have a disassociation with reality in itself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that is one of the worst mental health issues that you could have. This lady had schizophrenia. This lady, when they did the kit, there was 3 different DNAs found in her underclothes area, her under area. 3 different DNAs found. On top of that, it was said that she actually was kind of like celebrating when she told her friends about the situation. Like, she was like, yeah, I got him. You get it? And then on top of that, she didn't want to go take the stand in the case on top of all of that. So Gayle King wants to talk about that situation, which is flimsy at best, but she doesn't want to talk about all of the allegations that Harvey Weinstein has. Could somebody please explain that to me? Could somebody please explain that to me? I need that explained to me. I want to know why a man of color who has one allegation against him that is flimsy can be dragged in the media for that one allegation, but an individual who is a serial rapist, a serial. You understand? Y'all know what serial means, by the way? SERIAL. Is that how you spell it? Y'all know what that means? That means that there's a series of these things happening. For everybody that don't know, back in the days, before there was television, there was radio, and the radio programs was called serials because it went on and on and on and on and on. So that's basically what Harvey Weinstein was doing. But Gayle King and Oprah don't talk about Harvey Weinstein. Why? They do want to talk about, I don't know why. Could you tell me why? They do want to talk about Kobe. They do want to talk about Bill Cosby. They do want to talk about R. Kelly, which we all should be talking about, so I'm just going to take his name off of there. And they do want to talk about who I named. Bill, Simmons, Kobe. Whatever. Who else they want to talk about? Who else Oprah want to talk about as far as when it comes to accusations like this? Because she doesn't want to talk about Kevin Spacey. Why doesn't she want to talk about Kevin Spacey? Why doesn't she want to talk about the Bryant Singer? For everybody that don't know what the allegation against Bryant Singer is, the allegation against Bryant Singer is that he was taking 15-year-old boys out onto a yacht with him and his friends, and they were passing the boys around. That's the allegations against him. So she doesn't want to talk about Bryant Singer. She doesn't want to talk about Harvey Weinstein. She doesn't want to talk about Kevin Spacey, but she does want to talk about Bill Cosby. She does want to talk about Russell Simmons. She does want to talk about Kobe Bryant. I wonder what all of these people have in common. I wonder what the people that she want to talk about have in common with each other, and what the people who she don't want to talk about have in common with each other. I'm just curious. I'm going to tell you something right now. You want to know what's one of the most satisfying looks? I'm about to say something, I'm not going to say it. Michael Jackson is another one. Appreciate you, Bruce. And she wants to appreciate Bruce, not just for the heads up, also for the $2 drop. And she want to talk about Michael Jackson. But why don't they want to talk about Kevin Spacey? Why don't they want to talk about Harvey Weinstein? Well, we all know why. Shabazz. Exactly, Shabazz. Shabazz says because they are not white. He's texting me. He says Russell Simmons, and because they're not white. Exactly. So you can't tell me that Charles Barkley isn't on that same time. You can't tell me that Charles Barkley isn't on that same time. You just can't. I'm sorry. Charles Barkley on that same time. You can't tell me he's not. You can't tell me he's not. Charles Barkley on that same time. So that's my issue. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to keep trumping it from the highest mountains. We got to go to the highest mountains. We got to go to the lowest ravines. We got to trumpet it from everywhere. Whenever we have people trying to destroy our people's names, especially an individual who cannot defend themselves because they have passed away, we have to be screaming from the highest mountains and from the lowest valleys. The truth. Don't let people shame you into allowing other individuals to desecrate somebody's name. Don't allow that. I'm in a weird position, right? Okay, so like generally speaking, I'm not supposed to care what anybody says, right? But at the same time, I have to care what people think. Think about that. This is all YouTube content creators have the same issue. We're not supposed to care what people say, but we are supposed to care what people think. Let that register with you for a minute. And when I'm saying this, I'm talking about when they're speaking and thinking about us specifically. We're not supposed to care what they say, but we have to care. First of all, we have to care what they think, because then how can we not make, we can't make content. You understand what I'm saying? So you can understand why we have to care what people think. But obviously we're not supposed to care what people say. Think about that. They have a so there's a I want to talk about this real quick. So we have a they have a 80s night going on down in Brooklyn today, right? Corey King's a part of it. Remy Red is a part of it. Shout out to Remy, shout out to CK. They a part of it. So they have a thing going on in Brooklyn. I don't know if I was gonna pull up. I was thinking about pulling up, and I was thinking about not pulling up. So I don't know if I'm gonna pull up. But they are having a thing out. It's 80s night. I think it's dope. I'm gonna say something real quick, and then we're gonna get back on topic. But I shout out a lot of different blood sets all the time. I'm gonna shout out the Hercs today. Shout out to the Hercs. That's a whole fact. How they say that, Herkin and Lurkin? Shout out to them. They do a lot of community shit, and they have a lot of unity. I don't know what I can't speak on everybody, but I just want to say that about them. They got a lot of unity. I think that the city should, at some point or another, there's some politician is gonna reach out to some gang members at some point or another, and that's the only way that we're gonna be able to help stem some of the violence that's happening in our communities. Sooner or later, we're gonna have a politician that's gonna reach out, and that's when a lot of the problems that we have in our community is actually gonna start subsiding some. It's not gonna all go away, that's impossible, but that's when some more of the problems that we have in our community is gonna start subsiding. When we have a politician reach out to some of these organizations and reach out to them not just with words, but with actual actions. Like, could y'all get y'all get 100 of y'all together. There's a job fair over here. We're gonna get some of y'all that don't have no shit like that. Shit that's tangible. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying, we want your vote. Not just doing that. I want your vote. I want your community to vote for us. So I'm gonna go talk nice in your community and tell you about all the things we're gonna do. When a politician actually reaches out and actively does something first, and then after they do the thing and show what we can do for you when we work together, then after they do that politician, we need that. At the end of the day, because there's a lot of people that want to do different. You understand? There's a lot of people that want to do different. There's a lot of people that see our community degrading. There's a lot of people that see that we can be better. Yeah, Todd left. There's a lot of people that can see that we can do better, and they want to do better. And I know this for a fact because I've had conversations with people, and I personally see people's IG, and I can see what they're trying to do. And sometimes, sometimes real quick, sometimes we get people come on the show, and I interview them, and they'll say something, and then I'll rephrase what they said, trying my best to try to get their message across, not trying to make it sound like they're saying something that they're not saying. And the reason in which why I do that is because there is a really big disconnect between individuals sometimes when it comes to schooling, when it comes to comfortability in speech, the way in which we talk, the way in which we communicate. There's usually just such a big gap. You understand what I'm saying? I've personally been in conversations with people and said shit to them, and they just don't comprehend or understand what I'm saying. And it makes it impossible for me to either express to them that I understand their message, or for me to be able to give a message to them. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to say that. Let's just get back on topic. It's just something that's on my mind. I think that we have to figure out a way we gotta help. This is something else I wanted to talk about real quick. It involves politics. The reason why I said what I just said is about politicians reaching out is because I think the biggest difference between inner city as far as urban community and suburban community, and I'm saying urban and suburban on purpose, I think the biggest difference is in the suburban communities, they teach you about the political system young. Like, you learn about the political system and how politics work in a young age. I was fortunate. I went to a small school. So the school I went to, PS59, is tiny. And I was fortunate because that gave teachers the opportunity to be able to, I got more one-on-one time. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of our teachers are underpaid and overworked. We have to figure out a way to get get our teachers, our teachers that's our teachers is with our kids more than we with our kids. We have to figure out a way to get them better pay and get them more help in the schools. That's a fact. But with all that being said, the biggest difference between suburban and urban life is a lot of people in the urban community, they don't even understand how the voting process works. You have a lot of people that only come out to vote for the president. They don't even understand how the voting process works. The president doesn't make laws, y'all. You want to know how the bills are written up, right? The bills then got to go get passed, right? And then after they go and vote on the bill that was written up, and after the bill gets passed in the Congress or whatever, then it gets sent to the president, then the president signs off on said bill. But the president can't just make a law. A bill has to be introduced. So people need to go out there and y'all need to vote in all elections. They need to stop waiting to just vote for your mayor. You need to stop waiting to just vote for your borough president. You need to stop waiting to just vote for the president. You need to vote at all of these elections. You need to vote every single time there's an election. You need to vote. This is very important because the people that actually sign up and draft the bills that comes across the president's desk in order for him to sign, we're not showing up to vote for these people. So the individuals that's voting for these people don't necessarily have the same interests as me, don't necessarily have the same interests as you. They have different things that they need to do in their life. They have different motivations. They have different. So they're electing the people that's going to help their agenda. They have different agendas. While we have agendas and we're not voting to help our agenda. Now check this out. If you are a felon and you can't vote and you got 2 or 3 kids, you need to be making sure that your kids don't become felons so your next generation can vote. That's a whole fact. That's our problem. We're not voting, or people who understand that they need to vote don't have the right to vote no more. So if you're a felon, don't go crazy about how you can, and you could get your voting rights back, by the way, for everybody that don't know. You can literally get your voting rights back. But if you can't vote or whatever, or even if you can vote, we're supposed to be raising our next generation to vote with us. There's a reason why Trump's a Republican. Why did he go after the black vote? Anybody in here could tell me why he went after the black vote? He's a Republican. Do you know why he went after the black vote? Tori Mosley says, the president is like a restaurant manager. They don't control what's on the menu or the price of the food. They're there to make sure everything runs smoothly as possible. That's a fact. I just asked y'all a question. Y'all remember the question I just asked? I just read that. I forgot it. Oh, y'all know why Trump went after the black vote, right? Black people have notoriously voted against their best interests. Black people in our elections, black people have notoriously voted against our best interests. Notoriously. So politicians already know they don't really have to be offering us anything. All they got to do is stand next to a couple of pastors, stand next to a couple of ministers. All they got to do is go to a church or two, show up at a black college. That's it. They don't actually have to do anything for us. You want to know why they don't want to let Mexicans vote and they don't want to let Puerto Rican and Dominicans vote? Because they don't do like us. They literally vote for what's in their best interest. You feel me? So they don't want them in this. They want these guys out of the country. They don't. There's a reason why Republicans don't want more Mexicans here. There's a reason why Republicans don't want more Puerto Ricans here, more Dominicans here. If a French person was in America, you think they would try to deport them and say that they're an illegal alien? You think they're going to ask a French person for their passport or for ID? You think they're going to ask a Russian person for their passport or for their ID? No. But if you speak Spanish, they're going to ask you for your passport or your ID. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. You think they're gonna ask some German guy for his passport or his ID to see if he's legal? No, they're gonna walk right past him. They ain't gonna think nothing of it. But if they see a guy that looks like if they see a Mexican or somebody that looks like they're Mexican, what they're gonna do? They're gonna think about stopping them or harassing them. Think about that. Think about that. It's a whole fact. Not bullshit. Think about that. Have you ever seen someone who was not of a Spanish-speaking heritage, a Spanish-speaking nationality, talk about how they got deported because they had the problems with? No, you don't hear about this. This is not an issue. This isn't a big thing. There aren't concentration camps set up with German kids in it. There's concentration camps set up with Mexican kids in it. That you're probably never gonna see their parents again. That's probably never gonna see anybody that knows them again. Wait, what are you saying, James S? That happened to you? They took those Mexican kids away from their families, and those Mexican kids might never ever see another person that they know again a day in their life. They might never see another family member, ever. Kid, a child. How do you take a child away from their family, yo? Yeah, they got those. Well, I'm calling them concentration camps. The government doesn't call them concentration camps. I'm calling them concentration camps. They got these kids living in these facilities. They not supplying the children with appropriate food. They're not being it's not hygienic. You got kids in these facilities taking care of other kids. So if there's like a little baby that gotta get, like little babies, like literally they're taking 6-month-old babies away from their families and then putting them to have little kids that's like 8 and 9 years old to take care of them. This is what's happening. But these camps ain't set up for Germans. These camps ain't set up for Canadians. These camps ain't set up for Italians. These camps ain't set up for Russians. These camps are set up for Hispanic-speaking people. And if you don't think that there's people in there that's not Mexican, then you don't know no better. Because there are probably a ton of people in there. There's probably a percentage of people in there, maybe 10% and better, that ain't even Mexican and are citizens. I'm going to tell you how bad it is. When they took these kids away from the parents, they didn't even set up a mechanism for them to be able to reintroduce them to each other. There was nothing set up. They just took the kids, took the parents, shipped them to 2 separate locations, period. There was no paperwork or nothing done in order to be able to reconnect those kids with their family. That's crazy. You know how many kids can't even remember their phone number? And when they taking these kids away from their family and the kid's like 1 year old, the kid don't even know who their mother and father is no more after a year apart, 2 years apart. They done live more of their life away from their mother and father and family and in this concentration camp if they're still alive, because also, might I add, there has been a lot of child deaths at a lot of these places, like the kids are just dying, and there's also a lot of rape and molestation at these places that's been being that they're talking about. So this is what these kids is going through. So they don't even plan on ever putting these kids back with their families, and they don't plan on sending these kids back to Mexico. They just putting these kids in camps. Those is concentration camps. You can't tell me no different. But that's why they do those people like that. That's a whole fact. What up, shorty? That's a whole fact. And that's what I think a lot of people get lost on when they talk about how they support Trump. For that thing by itself, I could never support him. I could never support somebody taking children away from their parents. I just could never support that. You know, if you and for no, you gotta have a good reason. Like, okay, is the child in danger in this household? That's a reason. The child's not in danger. The child's not getting neglected. There's no abuse. There's no nothing. You're just taking the kid away from the parent because you don't want the parent in this country. You don't like their kind. I don't know if all the presidents have been doing that. You got to show me. You have to show me where at least 2 other presidents have done that. DM it to me or something. You got to show me where at least 2 other presidents have done that. If you could show me where 2 other current presidents have done that, then I'll say okay. That's enough for you to be able to back up that point. I don't know that Obama did, and I don't know that Bush did. I'm just saying, if you have something to give some kind of clarity to that, I'll accept it. Is that fair? But until I get some kind of actual, I can't speak on it. Thank you. Send it. Yeah, send it. Also, just so we could be clear, was it ran the same way also? It needs to also have been ran the same way. Because if it was the same thing, but they were able to get the kids back with each other, if it was the same thing, but all of the other things wasn't going on, if it was the same type of facility, but the kids there wasn't any reports of any type of abuse going on, then it's not the same thing. If you're just saying that they was just taking people, but they was still able, you understand what I'm saying? So let it not be vague. That's my point. Whatever proof you're gonna send me, it can't be vague. With that being said, what time is it? We're going on 1 o'clock over here. I believe I'm gonna be shooting. I gotta shoot some more stuff today, so I don't want to stay in here too much longer. That's my point. Because my beef isn't, just so we can be clear on this, my beef isn't that they're taking people who they're saying don't belong in the country and they're holding them. My beef is, one, I don't like the fact that they're separating these people from children. If you got to take the children from them so you can put them in a facility, that means that you got to make a facility where the whole family could stay. That don't make sense to break up the family. That's what they did to people during slavery. That's what they did during slavery. They break the family up, all right? They used to have, for everybody that don't know, I'm about to talk about something that's so crazy and messed up, but listen to what I'm saying. They were slave places that did not have nothing to do with growing cotton or anything. They were slave camps or slave plantations that was 100% just had to deal with the reproduction of more slaves. It was just like whorehouse type situation. You understand what I'm saying? These things existed where they just had slaves mating with one another just so they could sell off the babies. You understand? These existed. This is a thing for everybody that don't know. Then after the woman gets pregnant or whatever the case is, then whatever the mechanisms they use to do whatever but this is the thing. So so they was breaking up families forever. They always talk about breaking up families because when you break up families, you destroy the next generation. When you break up families, you kill the heritage. You understand what I'm saying? Because what in the hell? Yo, this mofo pulled up on the whole wrong side of the street. How does he have a license? And he a taxi. How he got a license? They need to keep him off the street as much as possible, not give him more time. That's crazy. Yeah, so that's kind of my issue. So that's the main reason. That is actually the number one reason why I can't get behind Trump The number 2 reason is the Central Park situation with the Central Park 5. That's the number. I lived through that. I was alive when the Central Park 5 situation happened. I was alive. Y'all don't understand how the if you wasn't alive and old enough to understand that was what was going on in the 90s. The 90s made a lot of people woke. I don't know no other way to put it. That's why you got a lot of people right now in their 30s and their 40s and they woke as shit. Part of my language. The 90s made a lot of people woke. There was a lot of stuff going on in the 90s, and the way that information was disseminated was at a much greater rate than in the 80s. In the 80s, it was just, it's hard for me to explain this, but in the 80s, you still had people that had no telephone. I'm going to say that again. In the 80s, you could still go to somebody's house and they not have a telephone. Now, people walk around and have literal phone on them. And if you don't have a phone because you can't afford a phone because you're on welfare, welfare will give you a phone. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. If you cannot afford a phone because you're on welfare, welfare will give you a phone. In the 80s, there was people's houses that you could go to and they had no phone. See, in the 90s, that's when cable television became more prevalent. The dissemination of information was just at a greater rate. And now, since information is now, the dissemination of information was at a greater rate in the 90s than it was in the 80s. Now, in the day and age that we living in now, it's not that information is that if information is more easily accessible now. You understand what I'm saying? Than it was in the 90s. See, in the 90s, the information was there, but you might miss the show, and somebody got to tell you about it. You feel me? Remember, in the 90s, I don't even think we had DVRs. Now, in this day and age, information is just more easily attainable because we got shit like Google. If you don't know something, you could just Google it. In the 90s, in the 80s, you could, in the 80s, I'm going to tell you how weird it was. In the 80s, we had politicians campaigning in one state, and then they go to another state and say the complete opposite. But since cable television didn't exist, the CNN of the world didn't exist, the Fox Newses of the world didn't exist, Twitter didn't exist, IG didn't exist, YouTube didn't exist, nobody could catch the politician. He'll go to one state and he'll be talking to black people and he'll be like, we got to do something about these, we got to get reparations. I don't know, whatever you tell black people. We got to get reparations. We got to civil rights, right? And he'll go and talk to a white crowd and then they'll talk about, yo, we got to, the blacks this and the blacks, and this is what they were doing before the 90s. Then when the 90s came around, that kind of, because of the availability of information, it became impossible to do that. Now, because of the deluge of information, it became impossible to do that. Now, because of the availability of information, we're now in a situation where we're getting saturated with so much information that now individuals, I think that the internet is giving people PTSD and a whole bunch of other mental health issues. I think the internet is literally giving people mental health situations. Literally. I think that there are people who are just don't have mental health problems, and then they'll go through some traumatic shit on the internet, and they'll acquire a mental health issue. That's another reason why we kick trolls. That's another reason. Kick trolls. With that being said, we got to pull up out of here. I appreciate all of y'all coming through. Once more, we want to say RIP to Bryce. Bryce Gang, DramaCast, live. We want to say RIP to the homie. Hopefully we could get something on the channel sometime this week. Probably a couple of people say a couple of nice things about him and send it to me, that'd be dope. If a couple of people that know him could say a couple of nice things about him and then, you know, send me the audio, I would love to play that on the channel. That's a whole fact. Also, we have the Nuke and we have the Harv court dates coming up. I want to apologize to everybody court date that I missed. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. It's hard sitting in that courtroom and watching my black brothers get time. It's hard and it's difficult for me. It's hard and it's difficult for me. I don't like seeing my brothers get locked up. I understand that crimes were committed, and so therefore retribution, no, you have to pay for your crimes. I understand that, but it still doesn't make it any easier to sit there and see my brothers going to jail. That don't make it no easier. All right, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It was just fucking with me. I missed a couple of court dates. We're gonna be on top of the Nuke. We're gonna be on top of the Harv court dates. I wish those brothers wouldn't have took it to trial. I wish those brothers would have, well, Harv specifically, I think Harv, they was given 7 years to, 7 or 9 years, something like that. I'm not sure what Nuke was getting, but let's not talk about what could have been. Let's talk about what will be and what is, right? All right, so we will be making those court dates. I don't. We will be making those court dates. That's it. That's all I'm saying about that. Going out on the Charles Barkley thing, I'm just thinking about it. Like, that really bothers me to see dudes get locked up. I know dudes got to go committed crimes. You got to go do your time or whatever the case is. It just doesn't make it no easier. It just doesn't. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, as far as this Charles Barkley thing goes, if there's any person in America that needs to be canceled, Charles Barkley, like 4 years ago. So I think that's what Charles Barkley is doing. Charles Barkley is just trying to get his stars up. Like, you know how you play GTA and you get your stars up when the police is chasing you? Charles Barkley is trying to get the cancel star, trying to get canceled. So we need to stop paying attention to Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley he's not ever going to say anything in favor of our people, not never. Any opportunity Charles Barkley gets to bash black people, he will. It is what it is. As much as I think he does a good job on, I think that's TBS or TNT or whatever channel that is, I literally don't watch it because I know as soon as there's a racial issue come up, he's gonna dog black people. So I personally don't watch it. I think the only way for us to sincerely cancel Charles Barkley is for the ratings on that show to just plummet. If that ratings on that show plummet, they'll get rid of him. Other than that, they're not gonna get rid of him, and that's all I got to say on that. And also, for everybody that thinks that they don't covet black people, America loves us because we spend our money without thinking. So, just so y'all know, America loves black people because we spend our money without thinking. We'll just buy shit. We'll just go buy the most expensive thing, even though we don't need it. So America loves black people. Just not the way we want them to. That's okay. Anyway. Also, I think that we should be a little bit, I think that we shouldn't be too hard. I think we should ignore Gayle King. I think we should ignore Oprah Winfrey. And quite honestly, I think we should ignore Charles Barkley because those three people are not for us. Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey, and Charles Barkley is not for us as a community. They're against us as a community. So I think we should just ignore them. So I think that's what we should be doing. We should be ignoring them. That's just my opinion. You could do it at whatever you want. I don't think we should be threatening their lives. I don't think that we should be talking about pulling up on them. I don't think we should be talking about doing any harm to them. I don't think we should be talking about how much we dislike them. I think we should just start ignoring them, because at this point, it has to be pretty clear that they are never, ever, ever, ever gonna do anything except for try to destroy other black people. So we should just ignore them and just keep it pushing. That's just my opinion. Anyway, that's all we got on this one. I love y'all. Yo, everybody go out. Let's do something positive today. Let's be encouraging. Let's try to promote unity. Let's promote positivity. Let's promote strength. Let's promote growth. These are the things that we need to be doing. Today's Sunday. Let's spend some time with our progenies. I have said that word totally wrong. But let's spend time with the youth. Let's do stuff productive, and let's go win. And when somebody tries to disrupt your peace, tell them to eat a dick. Like, don't let nobody disrupt your peace, yo. You know what I do to people that try to tell me about all the people, like there's certain people, like there was this one girl, right? She was actually a hater, but she used to try to act like she was for the channel. I forgot her name, Richella or some shit like that. She used to try to act like she was for the channel, but she was not for the channel. So what she would do is, anytime good stuff was going on for the BBN, she'd just start sending me shit that the haters are talking about. Dub them people. People that do that, dub them. Hit them with their bags. Do not keep people around that don't do anything but bring negativity to you. Don't keep those people around. What are you doing? You cannot want good for yourself if you're spending time with people who don't want good for you. Think about that. If you're spending time with people who do not mean good for you, you can't mean good for yourself. With that being said, we're going to pull up out of here. I love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got in this one. I'm out.